A team of Swedish sea treasure hunters has discovered something quite odd at the bottom of the ocean that might just have interstellar war. The Baltic Sea has long been a source of tension and mystery. These days, it's a region where NATO and Russian fleets stare each other down in exercises that look uncomfortably close to war. But deep beneath those icy waters lies something that has nothing to do with geopolitics and everything to do with the unexplained. 92 meters beneath the surface sits a disc-shaped structure 60 meters wide, resting like a forgotten monument on the ocean floor. For over a decade, it has baffled scientists, divers, and military experts alike. Electronic equipment shuts down in its presence. Sonar scans reveal straight lines and right angles impossible in nature. And now, artificial intelligence has been unleashed on the data, and the results are rather disturbing. The AI analysis has uncovered surface markings, metallic compounds, and geometric precision to suggest that this anomaly is not natural. But if it is not natural, who or what put it there? This is the story of the Baltic Sea Anomaly, a mystery first glimpsed in 2011, now redefined by advanced AI scans. And what those scans reveal will force us to question whether our oceans are hiding evidence of something far older and far stranger than human history. It all began in June of 2011 when a Swedish diving and salvage company known as Ocean X, led by treasure hunters Peter Lindberg and Dennis Osberg, set out into the Baltic Sea. Their mission was simple: find shipwrecks, bottles of rare champagne, maybe even lost cargo worth millions. They weren't looking for mysteries, but what they found would set off one of the most puzzling debates of the century. As their sonar swept the seafloor, a massive shape appeared on the monitor. At first glance, it didn't look like anything they had seen before. The outline was startling, circular, dome-like, and far too symmetrical to be written off as just another boulder or sediment mound. The anomaly was enormous, nearly 60 meters across, twice the size of a football field. Even more baffling was what the sonar revealed: stretching out from the object, a long runway-like formation extending hundreds of meters across the seabed. Shipwrecks don't create runways. Rocks don't roll themselves into perfect discs. This was something else. When the images were released, the world took notice. Headlines exploded across Europe and the US, many likening the object to the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars. UFO enthusiasts declared it evidence of a crash landing. Skeptics dismissed it as a misinterpreted rock formation. Scientists were caught in between, puzzled by features that defied easy explanation. The Swedish team knew they had stumbled onto something extraordinary. This wasn't gold or champagne from the deep. This was a discovery that would spark arguments, expeditions, and theories for more than a decade: a structure too large, too geometric, and too strange to dismiss, and yet too mysterious to explain. From the start, the Baltic Sea Anomaly defied the rules of nature. Sonar scans showed crisp edges, almost architectural in their appearance. Instead of blending into the seabed like a typical rock outcrop, the disk appeared raised, perched on top of the seafloor as if it had been placed there. This alone made it unusual. Glacial deposits normally settle into the mud, not hover above it. Divers who braved the icy depths reported that the structure wasn't smooth stone, but covered in strange patterns, cracks, and what looked like deliberate grooves. The dome-shaped top appeared to have geometric segments with angles too precise to be random. Some surfaces even reflected light back in ways that suggested metallic traces. Then came the most unsettling reports: equipment failure. As dive teams approached the anomaly, the electronic gear started behaving erratically. Underwater cameras went dark. Satellite phones lost all signal. Even basic compasses seemed to spin without direction. Move away and the equipment returns to normal. Move closer and the malfunctions began again. Adding to the mystery was the so-called runway, an elongated track stretching away from the disk for hundreds of meters. Scientists struggled to explain it. Was it the scar of a crash or some kind of engineered path? Nothing about it matched the profile of glacial or volcanic formations. Geologists argued that ice sheets could theoretically create strange patterns as they dragged boulders across the seabed thousands of years ago, but critics pointed out that the angles and layout were far too neat. Natural processes don't leave behind right angles, straight edges, and dome-like caps. It didn't fit into any known category, not a typical rock, not a shipwreck, not even a collapsed geological feature. It hung in limbo for years, too extraordinary to ignore, too unexplained to classify. And that sets the stage for its investigation's next chapter, the application of artificial intelligence, the first tool powerful enough to analyze the Baltic Sea anomaly with mathematical precision. For over a decade, the Baltic Sea anomaly sat in the uneasy space between science and speculation. Geologists brushed it off as ice age debris. UFO enthusiasts insisted that it was a crash craft, but there was little hard data to break the stalemate until artificial intelligence entered the picture. In recent years, OceanX partnered with research teams equipped with state-of-the-art technology, multi-beam sonar, autonomous underwater vehicles versus and advanced 3D modeling. But it wasn't just machine scanning. It was AI analyzing the results. Machine learning algorithms, which had been trained on millions of geological and archaeological samples, were set loose on the anomaly's data. These systems are so refined they can tell the difference between a coral reef and a shipwreck, between a volcanic ridge and a man-made structure. They don't get tired, they don't get biased, they just analyze patterns. And that's where the real shock came. The AI could not classify the Baltic Sea anomaly. It wasn't a natural rock formation, at least, not one that fit into known geological databases, nor did it fully resemble a shipwreck or human-made structure. Instead, it sat in a liminal space the algorithms flagged as unknown. Worse, or perhaps more fascinating, the AI picked up features humans had overlooked: straight lines arranged in grid-like patterns, right angles repeating across the surface, geometric symmetry that seemed deliberate. To an AI designed to sort the natural from the artificial, these features lit up as evidence of construction, but construction by whom and when? The system identified unusual reflectivity in the sonar data, echoes consistent with metallic compounds buried within or beneath the structure, compounds not typical of glacial deposits. These results didn't just deepen the mystery, they cracked it wide open. The AI was essentially telling researchers, this doesn't belong in the category of things we know exist. That left only two options: either it was a natural formation unlike anything seen before, or it was something not natural at all. If the first AI scans raised eyebrows, the latest expeditions sent jaws dropping. In July 2025, OceanX co-founder Dennis Osberg teased a discovery so significant he suggested it could revolutionize our understanding of the anomaly. Though details remain under wraps, his hints align with the growing pile of evidence that this structure is anything but ordinary. The most recent 3D reconstructions produced by AUVs revealed intricate surface patterns invisible in the original 2011 scans. What once appeared to be smooth stone now looks like a complex canvas etched with geometric lines, grooves, and symmetrical ridges. These aren't random scratches, they resemble deliberate carvings or engineered textures. Even more compelling are the sediment samples collected near the anomaly. Laboratory analysis reveals trace amounts of rare metallic compounds, elements uncommon in the Baltic seabed. Some resemble alloys used in advanced manufacturing, though no known civilization in the region would have had the means to produce them thousands of years ago. The expedition's use of AI took the analysis even further. Algorithms detected repeating motifs across the anomaly's surface, patterns that bear a striking resemblance to coded symbols. Researchers hesitate to call it writing, but the possibility lingers in the air. If true, it wouldn't just mean the anomaly was constructed, it would suggest it once carried meaning. What's perhaps most important about these new expeditions is their transparency. Unlike many deep-sea discoveries that vanish into classified archives, this research is being shared publicly. Data is promised to be released after peer review, ensuring the world can scrutinize and debate the findings. The story of the Baltic Sea anomaly is no longer trapped in the realm of blurry sonar images. It is now supported by precision scans, chemical analysis, and artificial intelligence, all of which point to one chilling conclusion: this thing is not a random boulder left behind by glaciers. And that realization has forced experts to revisit the most daring and unsettling theories of what this anomaly might truly be. When faced with a discovery that defies classification, humans do what they've always done: build theories. And the Baltic Sea anomaly has no shortage of them, ranging from the soberly scientific to the wildly speculative. The most conservative explanation is the natural formation theory. Proponents argue that during the last ice age, glaciers carved and deposited countless odd shapes across the seabed. Perhaps the anomaly is just one of these quirks of nature, an unusually symmetrical pile of rock. But critics counter that glaciers don't make perfect disks with runways, nor do they cause electronic malfunctions. Then there's the ancient civilization theory. This idea suggests the structure was once built on dry land thousands of years ago before rising sea levels submerged it. The runway-like feature could have been an actual landing strip or road. If true, it would point to a forgotten society with engineering skills far beyond what mainstream archaeology currently credits to the region. The more sensational camp supports the crashed aircraft theory. Its disc-like shape, the apparent crash path, and the electronic disruptions fit the profile of an object that fell from the sky. Whether human-made or something extraterrestrial, this theory insists the anomaly is less a monument and more a wreck. Finally, the underwater base theory raises perhaps the most disturbing possibility: that the anomaly was designed to function beneath the waves. Elevated surfaces, geometric precision, and unusual materials could point to an installation deliberately built on the seafloor. By whom? That's the question no one dares to answer. Each theory holds appeal. Each carries holes. Yet all are now being revisited in light of the AI findings. For the first time, we may have proof that this structure isn't simply natural. Whether it was carved by glaciers, built by forgotten humans, or engineered by something non-human, the Baltic Sea anomaly stands as a riddle at the bottom of the sea, a riddle that may redefine our understanding of Earth's history. If there's one thing that convinces even skeptics, the Baltic Sea anomaly isn't just another rock, it's the way electronics behave near it. Since the first dives in 2011, divers and technicians have reported the same unsettling pattern: as soon as they come within a certain radius of the anomaly, equipment begins to fail. Satellite phones lose all signal. Underwater cameras flicker out. Compasses spin erratically. Even basic scuba gear has been said to behave strangely, with lights dimming or shutting off entirely. Move back a few meters and everything goes back to normal, move closer again and the malfunctions resume. It's not random, it's range-specific, like crossing an invisible boundary of interference. Scientists have tried to explain it in natural terms. Some say the object contains deposits of conductive metals or rare earth elements capable of distorting electromagnetic fields. Others argue it could be piezoelectric quartz crystals releasing energy under pressure. But none of those explanations quite fit the observed behavior, especially since the interference appears stronger than what common minerals could produce. What makes it even more disturbing is that this kind of interference has been documented at other mysterious underwater sites around the globe. Near the Yonaguni Monument in Japan, divers reported similar failures in electronic equipment. Explorers in the Bermuda Triangle have long told tales of compasses gone haywire and radios silenced. Could the Baltic anomaly be part of a larger pattern, an interconnected web of underwater structures with unexplained energy fields? If so, the interference isn't just a curiosity, it's a clue. It might point toward the presence of advanced technology, whether natural or artificial, that still hums with energy thousands of years after its creation. Or worse, it might suggest that the anomaly isn't dormant at all, that in some way we can't yet fathom, it's still active. And if it is active, Then the most chilling question remains, active for what purpose? The Baltic Sea anomaly might seem like an isolated enigma, but when you widen the lens, a disturbing pattern begins to emerge. Across the world's oceans, other mysterious structures have been discovered, each with features that echo what lies beneath the Baltic waves. Take the Yonaguni Monument off the coast of Japan. Submerged beneath the East China Sea, this massive stone formation resembles a step pyramid with terraces, sharp angles, and precise geometric cuts. Some scientists argue it's natural, the result of tectonic shifts. Others insist the symmetry is too perfect, suggesting it was carved by human hands thousands of years ago before sea levels rose. Sound familiar? Like the Baltic anomaly, Yonaguni sits on the border between the natural and the artificial. Then there's the Mediterranean, where sonar scans have revealed circular structures on the seabed, some of which bear uncanny resemblance to the Baltic disk. In other locations, divers have encountered unexplained interference in electronic devices, echoing the malfunctions reported in the Baltic.